Hello there, welcome to Critic Reviews. Today I'm taking a look at Predator, Killer of Killers. Predator Killer of Killers, henceforth referred to as Predator KOK,
Phrasing,
is a film that left me feeling old, wondering if I was the one in the wrong. After all, I've seen articles saying that it is some holy grail of Predator films, and I'm just left here thinking, did we watch the same thing? Then again, I shouldn't really be surprised. These are the same outlets that extolled the virtues of Alien Romulus, and it just seems that maybe standards have dropped. Because quite aside from the usual issues that I have with media these days, the modernity, which in all fairness is not quite as stark in this film, the writing is just terrible. Let me explain. Starting with a spoiler-free plot summary. Predator KOK is a trilogy of intertwined stories leading up to a concluding narrative. The first is Viking-themed, where a Viking queen takes on our alien hunter. The second is samurai-themed, with two brothers, and the third is World War II-themed, as a pilot takes on a Predator ship. These three all tie into a final section where the survivors from all three eras are pitted against each other and will have to learn to cooperate to prevail. So, let's look at these three sections one by one. Now, there will be some spoilers here. I'm going to keep anything too critical out, but a few plot points will need to be divulged in order to critique this effectively. The first section is called Shield, and follows the story of Ursa, Viking Queen, and I mean Slay Queen. She is on a quest to avenge her father's death. This tragic backstory will have to do in place of a character, but to be fair, these sections are only about 20 minutes long each, not leaving a great deal of space for character building, but I have seen it done. She has brought her son Anders with her. Daddy is nowhere to be seen. Maybe he's amongst the 6 foot, 200 pound male expendables that are along for the ride too. Of course, the Predator is there, observing things, because we all know that a Predator's natural hunting grounds are the frozen wastes, not hot jungle or sweltering cities. It decides to track them the leagues that they journey, after getting information about her quarry, and waits for Ursa to single-handedly, and I do mean single-handedly, take out about a dozen dudes with a pair of shields that are sharp enough to sever bone, but that she will grip while hanging from a cliff edge with no problem at all. Anyway, the Predator then turns up, turns everybody apart from her into mincemeat in seconds, using a new special improbable weapon that will in absolutely no way prove to be its downfall. It then proceeds to go absolutely primal on Ursa in an epic fight, beating her to within an inch of her. Oh, no. She beats it without taking a scratch.
not a scratch, not a fucking scratch.
Because the Predator is a moron, something that will continue to be a thing throughout this film, showing absolutely no sense of tactics or strategy or intelligence, as was depicted in the first films.
What, are you retarded?
Yes it is. The second section, Sword, fares better, as we see the tale of two competing samurai brothers. When one leaves after a fight, only to return seeking vengeance many years later, the Predator is once again on hand to observe before wreaking havoc. Now this entry does fare better, and Predator vs Ninja/Samurai would surely have been high up on anybody's list for matchups. The storytelling also fares much better here, thanks to the complete lack of any dialogue until the last few minutes. This puts the burden on the animation, and while the choppy, low-frame style might take some getting used to, it is up to the task, with the expressions and gestures of the protagonists working well. Technically, I had few complaints about Predator KOK.
Phrasing,
Trachtenberg's direction is excellent, and the movement and action and the gore are beyond reproach. It's fine. It's the writing that again lets it down. It appears that using a Predator's weaponry against it is going to become as much of a trope as eliminating a xenomorph by exposing it to vacuum. The Predator just kind of succumbs to stupidity. Still, it puts up more of a fight this time round, and this entry is by far the jewel in the crown of Killer of Killers. If this had been stretched out into a feature-length effort, you might have had something as impressive as all the outlets suggest. Sadly, we have to have a third section instead, and another protagonist to get us to the final climactic sequence. And here it is Bullets, the tale of John Torres, in a World War II section where he joins the Navy as a mechanic, but really he wants to be a pilot. One very refreshing thing here is that although Torres is Latino, no racial politics rear their head. That aside though, he is really annoying. When a Predator ship complete with a pilot with an eye patch, for fuck's sake, starts gunning down fighters using a harpoon, it's up to Torres to take to the skies and implausibly destroy the Predator ship, using its own weapon against it, of course, in a sequence of events that gets more and more ludicrous, not just stretching the realms of plausibility, rather ripping them apart and flinging them to the opposite ends of the Earth. And it is far beyond Earth we go in the final section, to the Yautja homeworld, where we find our 3 survivors have been put together to fight to the death, with the victor fighting the clan leader. And it is here that things go completely off the rails. Honestly, it's a bit like an 8-year-old went, and then this happened, and then this, and then this, and then this, and it was the coolest thing ever! And then goes off with his crayons to draw his imaginations in a lurid scrawl. Common sense, logic, it just all goes out the window, and on top of that we get some of the worst dialogue of the film. It's just slop. It's absolute slop. It does absolutely nothing to further our understanding of the Yautja or their ways. It's just mindless action for the sake of it. It's implausible, dumb, moronic action. The film basically ends promising more of the same and a tie-in to Prey. Yay. Final thoughts. Predator, Killer of Killers, is the kind of mindless action slop that idiots will lap up and bay for more. Like Alien Romulus, many will be shouting from the rafters that this represents a bold new promise for the franchise. But honestly, if this mindless derivative nonsense is what's in store for us, then quite frankly I could do without it. Sword aside, that was actually pretty good. It also takes some liberties with the lore. Make no mistake, this is in no way the disaster that was The Predator. That film still holds the title for the most damage I've ever seen done to a franchise, in my opinion. Absolutely butchering the Yautja for, well, to this day I have absolutely no idea what Shane Black was thinking. This is not that. But this is just content. It feels like content, dismissible and generic. The writing is poor, and it does nothing to further our impressions of the Predator. It just makes them look really, really quite stupid. The original Predator was never stupid, but the more and more time that goes on, the Yautja just seem like a bit of a joke. I mean, wouldn't it be nice to see the Predator win just once? But for the people that say that this film ranks up there with the original, I only have one thing to say to you. You are Yautja your damn mind. Thanks for watching. I've been Critic KOK, and I'll be back with another review soon.